Hey guys, what's up? It's Patrick here. Happy to bring you guys the next episode of my Let's Play Clash of Clans series. Alright, so today, looking at my base, you've obviously seen that I've redone it for Town Hall 5. I went ahead and swapped the Wizard Tower in the center for one of my Elixir storages. That way it can cover 3 storages at once, as well as I put some of the other defenses on the side and created a compartment for themselves. So I haven't really tested this defense yet. I actually just made it before this video started, and to be honest, it's not the prettiest looking defense. It isn't like symmetrical or anything like that, which is sort of sad, but let's go ahead and give it a test and we can see what happens with that. So first of all, gonna upgrade this cannon to level 5, pretty cheap upgrade, as well as that last archer tower I'm gonna upgrade to level 5, and let's go ahead and see what else we can get done. So I don't have too much gold and elixir right now, sitting on 22,000 gold, 48,000 elixir. I'm thinking I'm just going to save up a lot of resources today and try to do something big. So maybe I can upgrade my army camps with the elixir. Maybe I can do my wizard tower with some gold. So let's just go ahead and see if we can get some good bases. And maybe I can do some of those big upgrades. Because I'd rather not spend it on the archer towers and cannons because I don't know exactly how much of an impact they're going to have. Okay, before we do anything, I thought I would start off with a super easy single player map, so I'm just going to drop one balloon and let it run throughout the base, and I've been doing this a lot. I actually did this raid while I was watching football, so sort of nice, because for single player, again, there's no time limit, so you can literally just drop balloon for the first 20 levels, and it'll destroy everything. So I think I was watching the Redskins-Eagles game, and I just dropped this balloon, and as soon as it destroyed all the defenses, I dropped 4 of my goblins, and those guys were able to destroy the whole entire base. So not too many resources now, but if you guys have never been to the end of the single player map, some of the last levels give you over 100,000 gold each, including the last one I think gives you 800,000 of each. So it's important that you get some of these levels done early, maybe when you have some free time, maybe when you're on shield. And for that one, I got 4,000 gold and 4,000 elixir. All right, so now that that one's out of the way, let's go ahead and get some real rating where this guy has over 100,000 gold. So where I want to attack from, I want to take care of the mortar first. Even though I'm Town Hall 5, the mortar is still extremely powerful against most of my troops. My giants really aren't beefy enough yet to protect my troops too much against them, so let's just go ahead and attack. So a few barbarians, a few archers, and then I'm also going to follow up with those giants and some wall breakers, and then my first order of business is to take care of this mortar. This guy did something smart though. He put most of his defenses, most of his like trash buildings right outside of his mortar. So in order to get to it, I have to fight through all these gold mines, through all these elixir storages. There was a cannon there. I had to fight through all that stuff before I could eventually get to the mortar, and by the time that happened, it took a lot out of my troops. So the mortar did a pretty good job. It probably destroyed, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 troops, as well as put a lot of them at low health. And now I'm just focused on the rest of the base. So there's 2 archer towers in the corners. Those ones went down pretty quickly. There's another cannon right here, and I think there's another archer tower and cannon on the very bottom. And I really don't have that many troops left, so I'm going to have to be really careful with how I use these last 3 barbarians, as well as how I use the wall breakers and lightning spell. Okay, so there's a cannon right there, and you can see the archer tower doesn't notice my balloon just yet, and it's still shooting at a barbarian. But what I needed to do, if I did this raid perfectly, I would have dropped that barbarian a half second earlier, because it would have protected my balloon. But instead my balloon did get shot down, and now I'm not really sure if I was going to get a victory on this raid. So before my barbarians broke through that wall, I dropped those other 2 wall breakers. Looks like that cannon has like 1 HP left, and the archer tower is close to going down. So I'm going to drop this last lightning spell so the cannon doesn't shoot down the rest of my troops, and I think that should be able to get us 100% on the raid. Didn't really want to drop that lightning spell, but I don't think I would have been able to have success with this raid if I didn't, because I only think I have maybe 7-8 troops left. Plus that cannon's behind a wall, so it would have been a total pain for my barbarians to break through. So as I fast forward, we did end up getting all of the gold, as well as we stole 23 trophies for the raid. So very solid raid, and now that again I'm at Town Hall 5, I guess. Yeah, man, we're moving up Town Halls. Wow. Okay, yeah, Town Hall 5. Now that we are at Town Hall 5, I'm probably going to want to increase my trophy count just a little bit. So that's pretty good, 23 cups, and let's just go ahead and find this next base. Okay, so 43,000 gold, 48,000 elixir, almost 100,000. I think that's pretty solid for where I'm at. Plus, I think this base is pretty beatable. So I'm going to start with 2 giants, going to use a wall breaker, and now I'm going to start spamming some archers and balloons, as well as a couple barbarians, and make my way inside of the base. So I don't want to drop too many barbarians at once, because those guys are going to get shot down by the mortar. So it looks like they're splitting up a little bit, which is actually pretty good, and now my balloon can take care of that mortar. So at this point in the raid, I noticed that he has no more air defense. He hasn't built his air defense building yet, plus he only has 2 cannons left. So I really don't have to drop that many more troops. I'm going to drop some barbarians on the bottom and on the top to take care of these extra ones, but I'm not going to waste any more troops in the center of the base. I could drop all, I think I have 50 troops left, 24 barbarians, 16 archers, and 10 goblins. but rather than waste those guys, I know my balloon's going to run around just like that first single player map that we had, and it's going to take care of this cannon. So I might lose 10, 15, 20 troops, who cares? The rest of my troops are going to be more than enough to destroy this base. So balloon's going to slowly take that cannon down. There's a couple troops left on that elixir pump that are saved, as well as I have some barbarians on the bottom right and on the top. That should come down in just a second. And then with one more tick of this balloon, that should blow up the cannon, and we will be good to go for the rest of the raid. So I dropped five or six goblins because I was lazy, but I'm going to fast forward through the rest of it. And it was another pretty simple victory where we got all of the trophies. So all in all, over 91,000 resources stolen, 16 cups, as well as a 2,600 resource bonus. So things are looking pretty good right now. I think if we get a couple more raids, we'll be able to upgrade those things in no time. And let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, so for this base here, 58,000 gold, 79,000 elixir. Most of it looks like it's in the mines and pumps. So I'm just going to attack from the top left. I should be able to take care of the mines and pumps along the way. And then even if I get destroyed at the bottom, it's not really a big deal because I should have all of the resources. So first things first, this guy does have his mortar on the very edge. And if you guys are building your own base, if you put the mortar on the edge, there is a radius where it can't shoot any of the other troops that are near it. So that's why it was really easy for me to take that out. So pretty simple. Now I'm just going to follow up with most of my troops because he doesn't have any splash damage left besides that wizard tower on the very bottom. And I'm just going to go on an all-out assault from the top. So again, this is why I attack from the top left. Mortar was super easy to take care of, whereas if I attack from the bottom, the wizard tower might have been a little bit of a pain, as well as the mortars would have like rained down on me on the sides. So now that I'm attacking from the top, they should just run through and take most of the stuff from these mines and pumps. Okay, so looks like they're going for the pumps first. A little bit of an interesting choice since the place where I broke through with my walls is sort of leaning towards those gold mines. But now I'm just going to start dropping the rest of my troops and try to get the rest of that gold. All right, there's a few barbarians on top taking care of those army camps. I was just trying to make sure I was getting 50%, and now some archers are finally floating down. Those guys are going to shoot at the gold mines, and it looks like there's just a little bit left inside of the storages. I really didn't think there was anything left inside of the storages, but I guess this guy does have his league emblem, so he has logged on recently, and I'm just going to let my troops run around a little bit, and those guys should pick off some of their remaining resources. Okay, so Wizard Tower actually did go down, which surprised me. I thought it was just going to decimate the rest of my troops, but they're just going to shoot down some of these gold storages. Looks like there's just going to be a little bit left, about 3,000 gold, and we can go ahead and surrender and end it for this battle. So in total, 55,000 gold, 79,000 elixir. We're actually at 379,000 gold, which is good enough to do our wizard tower. So let's go ahead and head back to base and get that done. So the wizard tower, like the mortar at your early levels, are your best two defenses. They're actually pretty strong throughout the game until some of the better attack units come that have a lot of health points, where these really don't do that much damage, but still it's going to be a beast. It's going to help us protect our storages, and I definitely want to upgrade that right away. So we're sitting at 19,000 gold, 229,000 elixir. I considered just upgrading my pumps and like my mines and called it a day, but I decided I really did want that army camp. So let's go ahead and attack one more base and get it done. So this guy actually had a really good amount of resources, and it's set out pretty far across his base. Some of it's in the storages, some of it's in the mines and pumps. I decided just to go for the mines and pumps and maybe try to get for 50%. And let's see how it turned out. So obviously we definitely have enough elixir now. We're at 260,000 and it's only rising, as well as we should have plenty of gold to get some other stuff done. And we're also at 31%. And I really don't want to lose cups. I'd probably rather hover around 900 to 1,000 cups now, because that's going to find me a lot of bases with high level mines and pumps that I can take out really easily. So let's see if we can go ahead and get this 50%. And it's going to be super tough because I really don't have that many troops left. I have 2 goblins, a balloon, and 2 wall breakers. And I can't really drop my balloon anywhere because this guy has his base littered with archer towers. And there's a wizard tower right there. So I'm just going to rely on the rest of these troops to hopefully get the job done. So we're at 48%. And looking at the rest of what's going on, I have no idea how, but somehow we got that 50%. You guys can tell me in the comment section below if you realized how I got it done. But yeah, 119,000 gold, 71,000 elixir, as well as 10 cups. Finally done with raiding, and we can head back to base and do our final upgrades. So we have 2 builders left, and deciding what I wanted to do, I always wanted to upgrade that elixir storage that was level 6. So even though we do have some excess gold, I'm going to want to get that done. So I'm going to go ahead and spend 25,000 on that. Also, since all of my walls are now level 4, I'm going to upgrade 3 of these guys to level 5 for 30,000 gold each, which still is pretty cheap compared to the standards of like a Town Hall 8, Town Hall 9, Town Hall 10. And then finally, I'm going to do this army camp to level 5, and that's going to let me hold 45 troops in my camp. Okay, so pretty productive episode. We did a lot of big upgrades for us. I definitely want to keep working on my walls, as well as I'll give you guys an update on how my base is going. But yeah, I think that is going to wrap it up for this video. Hopefully I'll be able to post some new Let's Play videos soon. I definitely need to catch up and make sure I'm rising my town hall level. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.